Today, we're going to be talking about all of the Women Loving Women TV shows and movies coming to our favorite streaming networks this August. So let's get right into it. Coming to Amazon is the highly anticipated TV series A League of Their Own. This is of course based on the 90s movie of the same name, and the 90s movie starred Rosie O'Donnell, Madonna, Gina Davis, and Tom Hanks. The movie does have a very large, loyal following, and I'm sure that the new show will follow a similar timeline in the sense that they're both set during World War II, where they were threatening to shut down Major League Baseball. That's when Chicago Cubs owner Walter Harvey persuaded his fellow owners to bankroll a women's league.
Hey you! You're clearly going to tryouts.
She doesn't look like that much competition.
I could be competition, I think.
I'm sure there'll be some other similarities outside of just the timeline, but the show and the movie are said to be very different. And I've heard mixed reviews. A couple of people that I know that got to see the series as a whole said that it was very, very good. And then I also spoke to some people who were big fans of the 92 movie, and they said that they really had difficulties because they kept comparing the show to the movie, and when you're comparing it to the movie, it just kind of doesn't hold up. But all in all, I'm really excited to see it, and even just the cast is really good. So I'm looking forward to seeing it when it comes out on Amazon on August 12th. They Slash Them is a scary thriller set at a gay conversion camp.
Well, I can't make you straight, but you give us this week and we might be able to help. Boys' cabin over there, girls' cabin over there.
I use they, them pronouns, as in they can't believe they're at this camp.
Not too much is known about the film. It does seem to be a very traditional slasher jump scare film, but at the same time, it has a very unique setting and is approaching things in a very distinguished way. The film premiered at Outfest last week, and I'll be excited to see it when it's released on Peacock on August 5th. Never Have I Ever is coming back for a third season, and while not a queer show, we do have some characters, specifically Fabiola Torres, who has been struggling with her sexuality in the show. The show was created by the fantastic Mindy Kaling, who honestly has never made a bad season of television, so I'm sure season 3 of Never Have I Ever will be great. The show is a traditional high school show with the main character, Devi, being based on Mindy Kaling herself. Make sure you catch the third season of Never Have I Ever when it's released on Netflix on August 12th. So my next recommendation isn't technically a new release, but it is a new release to Netflix. And I don't think too many people have had the opportunity to see this movie, so I'm recommending it since it's going to be new on Netflix this month. The film is called Disobedience and stars Rachel Weisz and Rachel McAdams. It's based on the 2006 novel by Naomi Alderman, and the film is set in North London in the story of a woman who returns to her strict Orthodox Jewish community for her father's funeral after living in New York for many years. She was estranged from her father and ostracized by her community for a reason that becomes clearer as the story unfolds. And I'm sure most of you can put together what that reason was, being that I'm recommending this film. The film was praised by critics and won a lot of awards, including a GLAAD Media Award, so I implore you to catch it when it comes out on Netflix in the US on August 26th, and if you don't have access to it in your country, get yourself a VPN and you can get access to it and everything else that I'm mentioning in this video, and there's a link in the description box for ExpressVPN where you can get 2 months free when you sign up using my link. The next show I want to mention, I did technically mention it in July, but not a lot of information was out about it, and it did also come out only yesterday, July 29th, and that is the show Paper Girls that's also on Amazon. As I said, I wanted to shout it out given those reasons, but also because the lead characters are all female, and also there is a lead Women Loving Women character, which those are getting harder and harder to find given the cancellations of shows like The Wilds and Gentleman Jack. So I really recommend the show for people to check out. It's pretty unique, and there is basically a group of 4 paper girls that delivering newspapers in 1998 and their kids, and they time travel to 2022 and come face to face with their adult selves.
Really is future you. Maybe she can call someone. Who's she gonna call? Time travel 911.
Do you want to call 911?
Oh, good lord, there are future robots.
I definitely recommend it if you're into kind of sci-fi and fantasy, because there's some other elements to it too, and it's something unique with female lead cast members and women loving women main characters. So check it out if you missed it. It's available right now on Amazon Prime. The last show to mention, I'm not too sure if it's going to be an LGBTQ show, but there is mentions in the marketing material of androgynous and queer, so I thought I would throw it in at the end to mention it, and that is the show The Sandman. This show has been in development for over 30 years. It originally started out as a film in 1991 and has morphed along the way and ended up being a TV series at Netflix. It's based on the DC comics of the same name and is the story of Dream, aka the Sandman, who is the king of dreams and ruler of dreaming. The release is highly anticipated given that we're finally seeing the show after 30 years of production. So make sure to check it out when it's released on August 5th on Netflix. So those are all our women loving women and LGBTQ releases for August. August is a notoriously slow month for content in general, and a lot of the shows are going back into production, aka Grey's Anatomy, Station 19. So we should be getting a lot of new content coming soon, and I can't wait to discuss it all. September is going to be a really good month, so make sure you're subscribed so you can get notifications when I do post. And of course, if you want to stay up to date on everything to do with the L Word Generation Q Season 3, make sure you're following me here and over on social media. And as always, make sure to stay safe, take care of yourselves, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys!